Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to look at our second game in the 20 from the 70s series. And this game was created by Atari, and it's a vector black and white game. And you're thrust right in the middle of deep space with a sense of doom surrounding you and space rocks, and this is called Asteroids. This was a huge hit in 1979. And like I said, the game captures a sense of impending doom. There's even a kind of Jaws-like soundtrack as space rocks close in around you. Not only them, but a little bit later on, UFOs and satellites will attack you. They'll shoot at you. This was just a huge smash hit, and I can totally understand why I enjoyed it back in the day. There's the control panel. There are buttons to turn your ship left and right. There's a button to thrust, to move forward. There's a button to fire, and there's a button to hyperspace, which can teleport you to a different location on the screen if you're in a jam. Very, very difficult control setup to get used to, and maybe not as bad as Defender, but still pretty darn difficult for its time. And I was never very good at this game at all, but there were a lot of players that could totally milk the system. And what they'd do is they'd shoot those asteroids there until only one little fragment of an asteroid was left. And they'd hide out on an edge of the screen and just shoot the enemy spacecraft that would appear just time and again and just rack up the points that way. Note that the asteroids float through each other. This doesn't make sense physics-wise, but it actually works better that way than the rocks bouncing off each other, because you probably wouldn't be prepared for a rock to bounce off another rock and head right towards you. So they just float through each other, and that works out best, really. But your ship can fire a burst of 4 shots real quick if you wail on the fire button. And you want to save that burst for asteroids that are close up, really. But with one shot, you'll break a giant asteroid down into smaller pieces, and a medium-sized piece will break into 2 small pieces, and then the smallest piece will disappear when you shoot it. Go ahead and get started. And you start right in the middle of the screen, always, even after you die. And there was the UFO. The UFO is big and clumsy and not particularly accurate with his shots. Whoa, that was close. And you should be able to pick him off. And he is 500 points. Later on in the game, a little bit later on, the satellite will make an appearance, and he is much better with his shots, with firing his shots at you, and he is worth 1,000 points. But yeah, this was a huge hit. I either saw this first at a Tasty Freeze or Malibu Grand Prix. Probably Malibu Grand Prix. It's an arcade with numerous locations around the U.S., and they're almost all gone now. But yeah, again, you have a thrust option, and you can thrust forward from where you're at. Dang it, I let him get away. But yeah, he's worth 1,000 points, and that's the way that expert gamers can milk the system, is hide at the edge and shoot the satellites when they appear, time and again. Just keep going on and on. And again, it's probably a good idea when you're close to an asteroid, save your 4-shot blast for asteroids that are close to you. I was never very good at this game. This had two direct sequels, Asteroids Deluxe in 1980 and Blasteroids in 1987. And there were numerous rip-offs of this. But yeah, this is a hugely popular game. And definitely... There, I shot the satellite. Definitely deserving of the number 2 spot. It's that stupid satellite. Ah, yeah, he shot me. He's much better at shots than the UFO. Whoa, crap. If you don't hold still, then it's much harder for the satellite to hit you. And yeah, once you blast the last asteroid, more appear, and it's probably a good idea to head back towards the center once you've destroyed a group of asteroids. You know, the whole screen of asteroids. If you must thrust from to get out of danger, learn to use controlled thrusts, and when to use quick thrusts to get the hell out of danger. If you don't need to pour on the thrusts, don't do it. Just use small thrusts to get out of the way, or if you are in a big jam, then you can use the thrusts. And there is the hyperspace I used. I used the hyperspace button. If you are in a jam and it looks like there's no way to get out, use the hyperspace. There's no guarantee you can get out of trouble. Sometimes you'll run into an asteroid and die, or appear on an asteroid. So I wouldn't overuse or fall in love with the hyperspace button. There's that stupid satellite. Will I kill him? Yep, and he didn't kill me. Thank goodness. But yeah, the satellite has much better aim than the UFO. But if you're not good enough to get by without using the thrust, then just learn how to use it in controlled bursts, and learn the right time when to lay on the thrust. Phew! Just got out of trouble there. Yeah, good, really expert players can flip the score over to like over 1 million. I think after I can't remember if it's past 99,999 or if it can go up to I think it can go up to 999,990. And then it flips over to 0. But expert gamers can repeatedly flip the game, and I used to be able to do that with the Atari 2600 version of Asteroids, which is an excellent version of Asteroids. Excellent home port. This is just about the best I've ever done at Asteroids. I am really not very good at it. But yeah, I remember seeing this at... Oops, didn't hit the hyperspace in time. Well, that's game over. That was Asteroids, game number 2 in our 20 from the 70s series. Created by Atari. One of their all-time classics. Black and white vector game, and definitely one of the best black and white vector games ever. Perhaps the best. Maybe some Asteroids machines had an overlay that cast a light blue hue on the screen. I think that might be true, but this was the one usually seen, was all black and white. But that was Asteroids by Atari, game number 2 in our 20 from the 70s series. Well, I hope you enjoyed. This is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Asteroids, game number 2 in our 20 from the 70s series. And I will be back soon in the future with game number 3. Take it easy, folks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.